I originally purchased this Panasonic video camera. It's the HC VX F1, and while playing around with it I discovered that it had a color night mode and an infrared mode. So on the recent trip we went on, I did a bit of playing around at night with it to see just how good those modes were, and I found that the color mode was practically useless unless the camera was mounted on a tripod and was dead still. It can't do very much at all if it's moving. But it was the infrared mode that interested me most, and this video is about why the infrared mode, as it is on this camera, really sucks, and how it's possible to make it a lot better. Now, in order to make using the infrared mode easy, I've set it up as part of the function keys, and you can see here this is function key 4. What I've done, I've set it up on the menu system so that when I press that, it switches from normal mode to color night and then to infrared. So this needs to be set in the manual mode to start off with. So you must set the camera to manual mode to use the night vision. We change it, and first of all it goes to color night mode, and that's not the one that interests me for this video. I switch it to infrared, and the following footage shows you just why this current infrared mode is rubbish. It's not really the camera that's to blame, it's the light on the camera and the fact that they've positioned the infrared light in a stupid place, and it is way too underpowered to be of any use whatsoever. So the initial footage you're looking at here is I'm filming with the Panasonic, and I'm looking back at the infrared array on the Audi wildlife camera, or trail camera they're sometimes called. Now, as you can see, there's quite a bit of light being pumped out by that. So now we'll get behind it and show you the difference between shooting with just the Panasonic IR light and then using this Audi wildlife camera to bump up the infrared. Now, looking at the current footage, this is using the light on the Panasonic, the infrared light on the Panasonic. As you can see, it's next to useless. It's got virtually no range. You can just about make out a post there. At that point I trigger the Audi camera, and what a big difference that makes. So obviously there's no problem with the Panasonic camera recording at night with IR, but what you need is a much more powerful source. Obviously the array on the Audi is designed for taking pictures of wildlife at night, and that is really what you're going to need. The more powerful the IR you've got, the longer your range and the more you're going to be able to capture. So in a second this is going to turn off again, and you're going to see the difference eventually. There it goes, and that is the Panasonic again. You can't see anything, it's useless. The light source on there is just a waste of time. So as long as you've got a decent source of infrared, this camera will be useful. Without it, it's just a waste of space, honestly. So this bit of footage, I'm just wandering around trying to get something with the Panasonic infrared. As you can see, there's light in the distance there which it picks up, and as I get closer to things like tree trunks, you can see it picks those up. But as you can see in that top left hand corner, that's what happens when you leave that ring, that external ring, attached to the camera. Now usually that sort of ring is there to help protect the lens. In this case the ring is so small, so it lacks depth, so it really doesn't protect it at all. But you can see that it sits right in the way of that infrared. It's rather peculiar the way it operates, because you're filming through the lens, so it's actually blocking the infrared light from getting away from the camera. And you've got that awful circular area of the footage. There it is, you can really see it with my hand there. Just blocked. I mean, what were Panasonic thinking when they did that? Really? It's just stupid. Just put the infrared light in a different place where that ring doesn't block it. No. I know I go on about how stupid designers are and the fact that they never use the products they design, but can you blame me when people do this sort of thing? Now you can see here what the problem is. I've got the infrared mode turned on, and you've got one tiny ridiculous little light there, and that light is partially blocked by this ring. Now thankfully you can take that ring off. So if you're shooting in night mode with infrared, because that light is actually blocked by this ring, you have to unscrew the ring, and then there's no obstruction in the way. Why they designed an infrared to be positioned in a place where it's going to be obstructed by something that they give you to screw onto the lens, I have no idea. It's a really, really dumb idea. But what you need for these cameras to make them viable is some kind of external infrared light that is much more powerful. This current one is worse than useless. It has probably 3 or 4 feet range at most, and that really isn't sufficient. So what I'm going to have to do is look online and see what's available that can be put into the cold shoe on the top there, and that will then improve the range.